kids, and those kids have issues.
Hello, gals, blokes, and all other folks. My name is Mortius, and happy Pride Month. I am interrupting the reaction you're about to watch to let you know that we have new merch over at the store, the Gals, Blokes, and All Other Folks merch. Make sure you use the code PRIDE6 at checkout for any purchase made during June 2024 so that you can get 6% off of any merchandise, whether it's the new drop or the Ella merch that's been on the store for a while. For those asking, Kara merch is coming. It's just not ready quite yet, definitely by like the holiday season. There are currently 3 versions of this new merch available. We have my channel colors, as well as the pan flag and the bi flag. Now, the channel colors version will be available as a permanent addition to the merch store, but the pride flags will only be available during June 2024. So if you want those, make sure you hop on it real soon and let me know what flags you would want to see in the future if I do this again for Pride Month next year. Thank you so much for all your support. Happy Pride Month, and enjoy whatever reaction you are about to watch. Take it away, future Mortius! Hello, gals, blokes, and all other folks. My name is Mortius, and today we are here with The Day I Got Expelled, the Lightning Thief musical prologue. I am really excited to check this out. For those of you who are brand new to the channel, just checking it out for this video, I am someone who analyzes primarily a cappella and musical theater, with musical theater being a little bit of a newer thing to the channel with the beginning of my Musical Mondays. So far, I've checked out Epic the Musical, and right now, as of the time of this coming out, I'm about halfway through Six the Musical. Actually, as of recording this, I'm halfway through Six the Musical. As of this coming out, I think I'm only like 2 or 3 songs in. I forget exactly where my schedule lands, but I've been really enjoying Six. I enjoyed the heck out of Epic, and I'm excited to check out more things. Now, the Lightning Thief, we're going to be doing something a little bit different with, because this is going to be kind of like a soft open, like a soft premiere to it, because I was planning on the Lightning Thief being quite a bit further down my Musical Mondays line. Like, I was going to do Six, then I was going to do Hadestown, and then I was going to do a few others, and then I was going to be like, and then eventually maybe I'll check out the Lightning Thief. But this got second place on the poll over on my Patreon. I put out a poll of what things people wanted me to check out, and this got the second most amount of votes. And I'm like, oh, a lot of people might be really interested in this. So I am recording this pretty far in advance. It's actually going to come out while I am on a trip abroad and kind of disconnected from the channel. So if you leave any comments, I'm not going to see it for like a week, but when I come back, I'll check it out. This is really just for me to gauge interest. Unlike those other musicals I checked out, I am not going to immediately hop from this one into the next couple. But if I release this and people are like, it's like, this seems kind of interesting, then I'll probably keep it on my schedule where it's like, oh, I'll do it eventually. If this video comes out and it's a complete dud and no one watches it, maybe I watch it on my own time and I don't have it on. But if this video comes out and it like takes off and clearly there's a lot of interest in me continuing this, then maybe that'll kind of raise its priority a little bit and I'll check out the rest of it sooner. So like I said, this is going to be a very test the waters video to satisfy the Patreon poll and also see where interest lies in this musical. So please, if you like this, let me know in the comments, and if you want to make sure that I prioritize it more, this is the video you want to make do well. Share it with your friends who also like the musical. Make sure you're liking, commenting, doing all the things that help the algorithm, and let me know anything I should know about it. I am a huge Percy Jackson fan. I don't know how well I'd be able to show it with like my green screen and camera setup, but the entire top shelf of my bookshelf is just Percy Jackson, like multiple different versions of each one. I have like the original cover art with the, I'll send like a picture to Mason, the like lightning bolt with the like main 3 enemies. It's like Medusa, Minotaur, and oh my gosh, I'm completely and Cerberus on the cover. It's super duper cool. I have been a Percy Jackson fan forever. I remember I found the first book from like a book fair in 4th grade. I distinctly remember it because I remember I bought it with hopefully this isn't like, no one knows like what school I went to, so they shouldn't be doxing it, but I distinctly remember it was Miss Eddie, and they were Eddie bucks, and they were like a in-classroom currency that you could earn with good behavior. And I remember I traded like 10 Eddie bucks for this crazy book with a lightning bolt on the front, and I was obsessed with it, and I know exactly how long ago it was because I remember binging it, finishing the Labyrinth, and then being like, the 5th book isn't out yet, and being devastated as a child. So I got into this series in between when books 4 and 5 released. So I've been a fan for a good chunk of time. All that to be said, I am so excited to check out a new version of this. Obviously, the adaptations of this book have been up and down in their quality, depending on the movie and this and that and various other things. But I am really, really interested in this one. I have heard like 1 or 2 of these songs before, just popping up on like my Broadway Pandora, back when I still used Pandora. Like I know I've heard Another Terrible Day as one of the songs, things like that, but I haven't heard most of it. I haven't seen any of these animatics, and I know I haven't heard The Day I Got Expelled. So I'm really, really interested to see. I'm realizing this is a crazy long intro, so I'll try not to keep it any longer. So thank you guys so much for being here for this. Definitely hop in the comments and let me know what I should know and what I should do and how much you want me to do the rest of it. And now, actually, without any further ado, we're going to hop on into The Day I Got Expelled, an animatic by Kalina. Let's do it. First of all, I just love the way the lightning kind of crackles to either side of the Empire State Building. Is a very fun touch. I like how it easily could have been like one with it like splitting off, but I like the big Z. It's very dramatic. It's Zeus, Big Z. I had to say Z out loud to even realize that might be a Zeus reference. Now I want to know if that was intentional on the animatics part or coincidence for that to be in the shape of a Z for Zeus.
The gods are real,
Okay.
like the Greek gods.
Okay.
Like the ones you learned about but weren't paying attention to. Well, they don't pay attention to you either, especially.
Oh! The Greek gods are real, like the ones you didn't pay attention to in school. Well, they don't pay attention to you either, especially if you're their kid. That's an incredible way to start.
Like the ones you learned about but weren't paying attention to.
Okay.
Well, they don't pay attention to you either.
I'm definitely gonna have to like have some time because these are not the voices that like are in my head when reading the books, which is not a bad thing. I don't mind changes for adaptations. That's not a detriment, but just so for like, if my eyes were closed, I would not have gone Luke and Luke and Annabeth. You know what I mean? So it's gonna take a little bit of time for me to start associating voices. I'm really glad these are captions, because I don't even know if I would have recognized Luke. I would have recognized Athena. Or goodness, what is wrong with my brain? Annabeth. Too much Epic the Musical. Athena's on my brain as a character too much.
Well, they don't pay attention to you either, especially if you're their kid.
The gods have godly things to do.
Wait!
Especially if you're their kid.
Oh, no, you can't do that to me. You can't do that to me. Oh.
The gods have godly things to do. Godly places they need to see.
Godly plans they need to make.
Okay, that's now they're sounding more like the characters in my head.
To see.
Godly plans they need to make that don't include me. Yeah, the God.
Clarice being a mezzo-soprano that stays in chest as they go up high is extraordinarily in character. Like that. Need to make, like without like going up into falsetto is very, very Clarice to me.
That don't include me. Yeah, the gods are real, and they have kids, and those kids have issues.
I already thought that was gonna be a funny lyric, but the way the instruments kick back in and the harmonies come in on issues, that's the whole musical. There we go. I've done it. I've reacted to the entire Lightning Thief musical. I think the entire Lightning Thief musical and the entire story of Percy Jackson could probably be summed up with just one chord of them just saying, issues.
And those kids have issues.
Talia!
Daddy doesn't love me and mommy is a god.
Mommy can pretend me and daddy is a god.
Mommy is too busy and daddy is too busy. Busy, 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 busy being a god. Yeah.
All right, so they just immediately tell the audience, hey, the gods in this universe suck. Like, there is zero hesitation in this. That's fascinating, because, like, I feel in the Percy Jackson books, I feel like you find that out a little bit more as a result of, like, as Percy learns it, you learn it. You know what I mean? I feel like it's not immediately obvious how terrible the gods are until you start hearing stories from the other campers. But in this version, it's like, hey, audience, they suck. Anyways, let's continue. You want to play? There we go.
Busy, 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 busy being a god. Yeah. You never listen to me, you never listen. You never listen to me, you never listen. No, you never.
Is that Luke at Talia's tree? This animator is rude. Who is this? Kalina. Kalina!
Listen, but now you're gonna listen, cause it's time you heard our side of the story. It's time you heard our story.
Okay.
I didn't wanna be a half-blood. I didn't ask to be a hero.
I didn't want to be a half-blood. Wait, isn't it? I did. Hold on.
I didn't wanna be a half-blood.
I thought so. I was like 99% sure. Does he say look? He does say look. I love that. I love that it starts, look, I didn't want to be a half-blood. That is literally the first line of the first book. That's fantastic. I was pretty sure it was, but it's been a while since I've reread from the very beginning, so I had to make sure. What a fun little way to have, like, Percy's first word in here be the first word in there. Even though it's not the first word of the musical, I love that detail with all of my heart.
I didn't wanna be a half-blood. I didn't ask to be a hero seeking praise. Being a half-blood, it's scary. It mostly gets you killed in very nasty ways. I didn't wanna cause trouble.
Okay.
As a player and more the played. And
I'm less a player and more the played. Oof.
honestly, I'd totally be fine if I could make it to the next grade. Next grade. It wasn't dirty socks or my stepdad. It was danger that I smelled. The day it all went down, the day I got expelled. Maybe you don't know what a half-blood is because your life is normal and happy and not constantly in danger. But my life? Let me set the scene. We were on this freaky field trip. That's when the story should probably start.
Okay.
We were geeking out on ancient Greek at the New York Metropolitan Museum of Art. We stopped by all the statues and learned about the gods. The runner and my substitute, Mrs. Dodds. Hadn't done nothing wrong, wasn't rude, hadn't rebelled. On the day it all went down, the day I got expelled.
The Greek gods.
I feel like this is going to be, I might be wrong, but so far this feels very like, instead of it being like necessarily an adaptation, so far it's kind of just like telling you, it almost feels like it's recapping. Like it's just like explaining what happened in the book, if that makes sense, as opposed to like retelling it so far. It's like, we were here with my teacher, Miss Dodds. Like it's very tell, don't show, which is usually like the reason show, don't tell is a saying is because that's often a better way to approach it in stories. But I am not judging prematurely. There's still a lot of song left, but I'm very interested by the very tell, don't show approach that is being taken at the very beginning here.
Almighty titans of earth, sea, and sky. But even they were children once, and they didn't have it easy.
Their father, Kronos, feared the day his
Oh, the
children
time, the hourglass. Sick.
inherited. So what did he do? Anyone? Anyone?
He ate them.
Oh.
What is this Mrs. Dodd's take? Whoa, that was not the voice I was expecting.
He ate them.
Interesting.
Thank you, Mrs. Dodds. But one child, Zeus, escaped and devised a plan to rescue his brothers and sisters. He tricked Kronos into eating a rock. And what did Kronos do? Anyone? Any student?
He vomited them up.
Interesting.
I didn't really get the story. At least it wasn't boring as I'd feared.
I love the no. I feel like my brain is in like instrumental over-analysis mode because of Epic. I like don't know how much I should be like picking up, but it really feels like that. So far is very much like Percy's motif. Like it really comes back on whenever he's coming on screen and talking about something.
But is it me, or is Greek mythology not deeply weird? I didn't want to pay attention. Now I wish I had taken notes. But my focus is in question, and God's an indigestion cause it grown from our throats. Bah. Dude, what was that?
Nothing.
That is an excellent face from growth. Nothing. It's a perfect expression encapsulating that character.
Dude, what was that?
Nothing.
My best friend was acting strange, at which he's so excited. The day it all went down. The day I got expelled. Why do you have peanut butter in your hair?
Ask Nancy Boba Fett. She's a monster. Well, not literally. I don't think.
She threw a peanut butter sandwich at you?
She
Frickin'
threw a peanut
Nancy.
butter sandwich at you. I stopped it with my head.
I only took the blow, so you. Anyways,
You are a good friend.
Aw, dude, I'm your only friend.
Jackson.
I knew something was up when I heard my name get yelled.
The day it all went down.
I saw something not in Mrs. Dodds' frown.
The day it all got weird.
The day I got expelled.
Mr. Jackson. Mr. Jackson. Please see me by the Sphinx.
Look, if this is about Nancy.
I have a thought. I wonder if the reason this all feels very, this is what happened, this is what happened, this is what happened, as opposed to just showing it happening, is because the book is so iconically first person from Percy Jackson's perspective. So I'm curious, is the whole musical going to be like, I am Percy and I am telling the story, or are we just catching up on like what led to Camp Half-Blood and then it will go into more? Because have I ever watched a musical where it was a character telling you things that had already happened rather than you watching and experiencing things as they happened? I don't think I have. That would be a very unique approach. And if that's the whole musical, I'm very curious how well they'll pull it off. Because that's a very, like I said, just a different way of coming at it than any other musical I've ever experienced. So I'm intrigued and curious. So far, I don't like it as much as if they were just showing what was happening in musical format, but I'm also intrigued. It's different enough that my brain is like, different, I don't like it, but my brain is also like, but what are they going to do with it? But how are they going to do it moving forward? My curiosity is piqued, even if change is weird.
Please see me by the Sphinx.
Look, if this is about Nancy Bobovich, she only hates me because I tried to get her to stop wedging the first graders.
I have heard much about you, Percy Jackson.
What an interesting take.
Dedicated for a substitute.
Kicked out of 5 schools in 6 years. One
Substitute. She wasn't a substitute in the original, was she? Mason, you'll have to pause. No, just described as the other teacher chaperone. So I had always, it's interesting because in the original, I had always kind of interpreted it as Mrs. Dodds had been around watching him for quite a while, like the entire school year. But them talking about her being a substitute seems to imply that maybe she just hopped into the story pretty recently, if that kind of makes sense. So that's very intriguing. Huh. Oh, then one might question your parentage.
Out of
Ooh.
5 schools in 6 years, one might question your parents.
Oh, would they question your
Don't talk
parentage?
about my mom.
And your father. That's right. You don't know who he is.
What is this about anyway? Mrs. Dodds? You have something going on here! What's wrong, Percy?
Okay. Hold on. The transition from laughter to shrieking is stunning. That voice actress did so good. Hold on.
What is this about anyway? Mrs. Dodds? You have something going on here!
That's really good.
What's wrong, Percy? Mr. Brunner, what am I supposed to do with the pen? Sword! Whoa! Mr. Brunner? Mrs. Dodds?
Man, I know it's like the least important to like fight and you have to save some time when you're adapting an entire book, but that is now 3 adaptations in a row where I felt like Mrs. Dodds was dispatched way too quickly. It's just like, there's a bad thing, stab, there is no more bad thing. Like, it's like, this is like establishing the first, I don't know. I feel like I'm being way too critical. Maybe I like the source material too much. Maybe I'm too maybe I'm too biased to do these reviews very well. I hope people aren't upset by how critical I'm being. I genuinely like a lot of aspects of this. I just think I have too much attachment to the original to be unbiased. I'm so sorry. And getting that guitar coming back in.
Was that all a creepy, crazy dream? My teacher was a creature, then she vanished in the ether with a demon scream.
Oh, that was a fun rhyme scheme.
My teacher was a creature, then she vanished in the ether with the
My teacher was a creature, then she vanished in the ether. That's a very fun little rhyme scheme there. I like that.
demon scream. The next thing that I knew, I was where detention was held. The day it all got real, the day I got expelled.
I tried, Percy, but the headmaster stands firm in his decision. You were supposed to stay with the group, and this was your final warning.
But it wasn't my fault, it was Mrs. Dodds. She lured me away, she attacked me, and you saw it.
Did I?
You gave me that pen, only it wasn't a pen, it was a sword, and
Poor Percy.
Percy,
Getting gaslighted.
never had a teacher named Mrs. Dodds.
Perhaps it's for the best. This wasn't the place for you. It was only a matter of time before I got
kicked out.
That's not what I was.
Yeah, no, that part always hurts in the original, and it hurts just as much now.
It was only a matter of time before.
I got kicked out.
That's not what I was
You
going
think
to say.
I'm trouble just like everyone else.
No, but that is to say, I can only accept the best from you, Percy. Someday you'll understand why. I'm truly sorry.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry I let you down.
Maybe he's right. You never fit in at this school anyway. You're not exactly...
Normal?
Exactly.
Oh, Grover. Oh, buddy. Doing your best, as always.
I mean, I'll see you on the bus.
So if you think you are a half-blood, better get headed to the exits now. Cause folks will think you're lying, better run and don't start crying cause you're monster chow. Stick around and maybe you'll learn from me. This ain't Odysseus, it's Odyssey.
I just went through Odysseus' Odyssey when I was checking out Epic the Musical.
Stick around and maybe you'll learn from me. This ain't Odysseus, it's Odyssey.
This ain't Odysseus' Odyssey. Like, that's a fun little riff there.
So hear me out if you're so compelled. But nobody listens to me, they never listen. Nobody listens to me, they never listen. Oh.
You got it.
Interesting.
Has to be heaven. Expelled.
Okay. Thank you for making it. Also, Kalina, I don't know if Kalina will watch this. I know I had quite a few of the epic animatics watch my content. But if Kalina ends up watching this, thank you so much for putting captions. It means a lot to people like me who love music but have audio processing difficulties. That was definitely not what I expected. I think I pretty much, this is probably gonna be a shorter outro. I think I said pretty much everything that I really wanted to say from it. I'm just really intrigued to see where this goes. Like I said, I'm so curious if the rest of the musical is going to be Percy telling what had happened, or if we will eventually shift into seeing the events play out more like a traditional stage theater story. But as I mentioned in the intro, this is very much kind of a soft opening to this series. This is not something I'm going to immediately hop back into. This is going to gauge interest, see what people think, especially since I came from it from a definitely very biased book lover perspective. I'm curious if people enjoy that perspective and both the appreciation and critique that perspective brings in, or if people weren't as much of a fan of it and were like, go back to reading your book, stay away from our musical, it's different for a reason. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Again, how this video does and what you guys say in the comments is going to be a huge impact on if, and if so, when I am going to be checking out the rest of this musical, so definitely let me know. Like I said, I won't be immediately responding to comments because this video is going live while I am still out of the country and unplugged from Mortius and all the things I desperately need a break from. But I will be reading all the comments as soon as I get back. So yeah. I want to thank you guys again for watching. Thank you to all the patrons who voted on this one. Shout out to this patron in particular, who is the one who recommended or who submitted it to the Patreon poll for voting. And thank you to all the rest of my patrons for making videos like this possible. Thank you all so much for watching. And as always, gals, blokes, and all other folks, I will see you in the next video. Bye!